Hey guys, this is Srini from theschooloflife.com and blogcastfm.com, and today I wanted to walk you guys through a process that I use to come up with tons of blog post ideas by using the archives on ProBlogger. This is something I did actually when I first started working, because I started writing for a travel blog and I hadn't written about travel before, so I was struggling to come up with ideas. And when I did this, I started also coming up with new ideas for my personal blog. So if you go to ProBlogger and you scroll down to the very bottom, you'll see here there's a section that Darren has called Writing Content. In order to save time, I've actually already loaded a few posts from this section. He basically categorizes this with the writing content tag, and basically anything that's related to writing content is here. So you can go through and find posts that you like. What I did was I actually just found about 4 or 5 different posts so we could use it for the purposes of this video. So here's one of my favorites that I liked. What are you taking for granted that might be useful to others? I think that sometimes we forget that we all have an expertise in something. Just because we are new at blogging, it doesn't mean we're new to who we are and what we do in life. I'll use blogging as an example just because it's easy for the sake of this. One example would be, a case study of how I got to X number of subscribers. Now, let's say if you even have 100 subscribers, that might not seem useful to you, but you got to remember there are hundreds of people starting blogs every day who might want to know exactly how you got your first 100 subscribers. So that's something that's really cool and useful. I like this post, 13 types of posts that always get lots of comments, competitions, personal stories. As you guys know, I tend to use a ton of personal stories on my blog. Here's one about how I learned to play the tuba. I think I wrote a post called What Playing the Tuba Taught Me About Personal Development. My first wave that I ever caught, as most of you know, I'm an avid surfer, so that made a nice story. Creative posts, I like this in particular. One of my favorite things to do is find somebody famous or well-known, like a character on TV, and then tie it to a personal development or productivity thing. Like I wrote a thing called the Jack Bauer Guide to Time Management. For people who are fans of 24, that was actually quite an enjoyable read, and I had a blast writing it. So that's one of them. I liked this post too, 21 posts that are guaranteed to grow your blog. This is really cool because you can literally just sit down and basically come up with a blog post idea. Let's say that something that solves a problem. It's like, what's a problem that you're going to solve? How to make your first $100 online, for example. Something that a lot of people probably are curious about. And so there's a bunch of things you could do. So then you come up with 21 new ideas, and this is awesome. Another one of my favorites right here was this post in particular, 14 types of stories that you can tell in your blog. You can do success stories of something you did. One for me was how I found a job using my blog. Failure stories. This actually was one of the more interesting posts that I had. 8 failures that have led me to get to where I'm at, and when I wrote that, I had no idea that it would be as popular as it was, but it turned out to be one of the most popular posts on my blog. Anyways, as you can see, this process is actually really simple. It doesn't take long, and what I've done here is I've shown this to you in a 2-minute tutorial, but when I sat down and I went through this process for about 30 minutes, I came up with probably about 100 ideas for new blog posts, so that would pretty much cover at least the next 2 or 3 months. And I keep going through this process, so I thought it might be useful for you guys, and hopefully this has been helpful. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them below. Another thing I wanted to let you know, this mind mapping tool is called Mindomo. It's completely free for up to 6 mind maps, and I love it because it's really effective. It's all online, and it saves everything. So hopefully this has been useful for you guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.